Very well, thank you, President Carson. We'll start with Amy's iPhone, Amy, followed by Mona M. Amy? Go.
Hi. Again, I have to remind you that last summer you allowed a cult that traffics children and is predatory to waste over 100,000 gallons of water, harassing protesters that are trying to make the public aware of the cult of Scientology and its abusive practices. And I would hope that you do an investigation into that, because you've actually caused people's harm and caused their property to be damaged because they hadn't had enough water to use to put out fires as the hydrants were empty. And additionally, you need to really look at what's going on in the public, that the cult is going around stealing supplies from relief areas and using it as their own to give as donations. It's egregious that this has been allowed to go on for as long as it has. You need an investigation, or all of you need to be fired. Goodbye.
Mona M, followed by Yvonne. Go ahead, Mona M.
Thank you, TG. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, board. It's me again, Mona. Let's talk about the planters on L. Ron Hubbard Way and Fountain Avenue and the thorny bushes along Catalina. They are in violation of city, state, and federal codes. I remind you again of writ of mandamus. It's a court order that compels a government official or lower court to perform a specific act that they are legally obligated to do, essentially forcing them to fulfill their official duties when they are refusing to do so. Do your job. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mona. We'll move next to Yvonne, followed by Zoom user.
Thank you. I echo every comment that Mona just made, but I'd also like to request this board make public the building permit violations, the building permits, the right-of-way violations, the planters being out of specification violations, and special events policies, and the applications and the actual permits are all public information and should be available to the public view prior to the event, and the police need to be informed so that they do not allow the continued abuse of anyone they selectively choose to abuse. You continue with your poor budget management and practices. Please correct this. It is crucial at this time in particular that you tighten up your control on management.
Thank you, Yvonne. That's 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. We'll move next to Zoom user, followed by Mini Minion. Zoom user, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone fared well during these fires. I want to talk about the water. I have been saying for a couple months now, I've been mentioning it. I'm like, what is going on with the water? Because you guys are in a rush, panic, it seemed to me, that to get everything going through for water. And I asked about it, and you didn't tell us. And the answer is there isn't any, okay? Or it's not enough to be able to fight any fire that we know is coming. They come every year. Now, I'm asking you for updates. And I put in cure and corrects, and I hope you guys take them seriously, because I am serious about them. We want updates. We also want everything done by the Brown Act when it comes to meetings. And so, so President Corson, I have respect for you. I've always been respectful to you. I am asking you to please update us on our planner situation. You know, I get you may not be able to talk about the water right now.
Thank you. That's 60 seconds. We'll move next to Mini Minion, followed by Gigi. Go ahead, Mini Minion.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, how you doing? You know, I'm sitting here watching your city burn to the ground, basically. And I mean, I think, to be honest, it's a good idea for you to possibly open your ears and listen to what your public commenters are saying. We warned you about the water months ago as to how much water Scientology wasted for no reason whatsoever. And now you've got no water to put out a fire that is burning your city down. That's sad. Yous are the laughing stock of the entire world. I hope yous realize that. Your city is pathetic. Y'all need to get it together. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.
We'll move next to Gigi, followed by. Go ahead, Gigi.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to watch my language this time, but I'm really aggravated because there's bigger things to talk about. These fires are no joke. And where is the water? What's going on with the water? Like, y'all are dropping the ball with a lot of bigger things. And this is a small thing. Just get a small victory and get these planners out. You know, like, we have other things to deal with that are much bigger than planners. Y'all have much bigger things to deal with. Why can't we just do this? And if we talk about the water, does that mean that you can't take any action on the water at all because we bring it up in public comment? Like, we said water, so now you can't do nothing about the water. You can't take no actions because you interpret the thing saying you can't take actions as you can't take any actions. Like, nothing makes sense.
Thank you. Thank you. That's 1 minute. And we'll move next to Juju, followed by Phil M. Juju,
Yes, I'm here.
go ahead.
Okay, all these things that have been happening, us coming to you over the last, I know it's been almost a year now, about the water, about the planters, about the bushes. Don't you see, by not enforcing laws, that it enables and emboldens Scientology to now take their vulture ministries and go to donation sites, overtake the sites, steal the supplies that are for the LA fire victims, bring it to their cult, and take credit for all this that's going on. That's all they do. They infiltrate, make their front groups look good. And it's because no one holds them accountable. There's a fire, there's people suffering, and they take advantage of it. They were out there trying to recruit people into their cult at the relief sites. Start doing something.
Thank you.
Get the planners removed.
Thank you. That's 1 minute. And we'll move next to Phil M, followed by Marianne King. Phil M, go ahead.
I have a public records request. My email is filmthepoliceusa@protonmail.com. I require the exact copy, signed and dated, of the order submitted to Scientology to remove the planners. I also require a copy of each exact law, policy, and ordinance, specifically requiring everybody who blocks public easement and the types of permit required, as well as the procedure and process to obtain said permit when they block public easement, as well as a breakdown on who the prosecuting enforcement agency is responsible for holding the wrongdoer accountable vis-a-vis fines, jail, etc. And I just want the new board to know I'm the guy that actually has a case right now on this. You have two options: either submit to the CPRA or submit to a court order on my motion for discovery. It's your choice, but
Thank you.
film the police.
We'll move next to Marianne King. Marianne King, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Good morning, commissioners. I'm concerned with the tree removal request for 1201 South Figueroa Street, the convention center expansion. The determination that there's absolutely no room on site to plant these replacement trees. The site's almost 100 acres or more. There's no landscape plan. So how can this determination be made? There's nothing in the attachment that really clearly shows that these trees cannot be planted. So I'm really concerned with that. And also the fact that it was not on the original EIR or addendum, that we have 8 other trees on Bond Avenue, apparently that's to be removed as well. So we have a lot of street trees that are going to get wiped out. And I think we should be sure that we're going to have a nice landscape plan with lots of trees before you approve this. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. And we do have Nisa T. Nisa T. I'm going to send you a pop-up asking you to unmute. I see your hand is raised. And once again, we're not receiving any audio input from you, Nisa. I'm not sure if you can double check your device, make sure you're not on.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Would you like to?
Yes. Now I'm sitting here in Cleveland and I'm seeing everything that goes on there. Now, first of all, in the relief sites, Scientology is just taking credit for everything, taking all their sites and claiming it as their own. I mean, it doesn't look appealing to anyone in the world, especially me sitting here in Cleveland watching everything. Now, what does that tell you? For once, don't let Scientology run your business. You're supposed to run it, not Scientology. Now, this doesn't look good in the world. Please start doing your jobs. I yield back the rest of my time.
Thank you, Nisa. I'm going to go ahead and ask if there are any additional members of the public, either in the room or on the Zoom platform, who wish to offer commentary or public comment on any of our agenda items. I do see a couple of new attendees. If there are any members of the public who wish to offer commentary, please raise your hand at this time. And seeing no additional hands raised, that concludes public commentary this morning, President Courson. First, we will go to Zoom user. Zoom user, go ahead. You have 60 seconds per item for 3 items.
Hi, Adrian.
3 items.
Yes, hi. For a point of order and clarity, the final speaker who gave public comment was speaking on agenda item 1, which is her absolute right. But I don't understand why the city attorney or anyone didn't, you always interrupt us, but you didn't say, hey, that's agenda item number 1. And so now she lost her ability to talk on the agenda item that she actually wanted to talk on. And now it's going in as public comment. I want to speak to on number 2 and 3 primarily. Okay, here we are dealing with our permits, encroachments of the public right of way. Why are these 2 agencies having to do it by the book? What would happen if they didn't do it this way? Whatever it is they want, if they had just taken upon themselves to do it without proper permission, what would happen? Because I see Scientology doing the same thing, and it's comparing and contrasting, and do not interrupt me because this is a valid point. Why are they allowed to have 251 planters? They're not even planters, they're shipping containers and like baby coffins. And they're allowed to just put them everywhere. They're allowed to be against federal laws because they're not ADA compliant. They are not made with the proper wood. I mean, they're made with wood, which is not allowable per engineering. They're allowed to do that. There is absolutely no consequences whatsoever. They got a little citation. I've seen the citations, no money attached to it, just in order to make it right. They haven't made it right. They are snubbing the city. And yet, here we are, it's okay. But these 2 and 3, how much money are they paying to actually do things by the book?
Right.
And I mean, I'm glad, I know they're going to get it because, you guys say yes to everything, but they deserve it because I guess they're doing the right way. But why are you not? And I want answers. Like, I want updates on these planters. And I'm going to keep saying that, Mr. President, you have the right per the Brown Act to answer to the public. And Gigi made the perfect point of because we bring something up means you can't do anything about it. So now that, people, the lady you're saying, well, you can't, we don't want you doing the trees. Now you can't take up the tree. I mean, come on. Things can be done. It's just blowing us off. but you know, and I think it's disgusting that you're not making Scientology. If they want these planters, have them put in for a permit, and then they will have to replace those with things made of proper material, and they will have to be ADA compliant. If they want planters, that's fine, but why are you not making them go by the law?
Thank you.
Why
Right.
does everyone else
Thank
have
you.
to?
That's 3 minutes. And for the next multiple item agenda comment is from Phil M. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so a couple of things, right? To follow up on agenda item 1, which the previous speaker mentioned. So I actually have an ongoing case right now, and like I stated, I require the exact law, policy, and ordinance that states the enforcement as well as the punishment for those who fail to abide by your procedures, the municipal city procedures, when it comes to blockading easement and the removal of items on easement, as well as the process for escalating and punitive damages for entities that continue to violate. And I want to explain to you why I'm harping on agenda item 1 as well as the rest, is because I'm going to sue the shit out of you guys. Not just the city of LA, but you guys personally. You've done me wrong. You realize I have a financial claim. I've been wronged for a case that's about to be dropped, and I'm going to sue the ever-loving shit out of you guys. Okay? I really am. And that's the difference between myself and a lot of the other folks that you might see on this call that might not follow forward with lawsuits. And it's not going to just be a claim, right? It's not going to just be one claim under common law. It's going to be all sorts of claims. We're going to sue the shit out of you guys. So I require that you give me what I stated in my public comment, first of all. And then second of all, expect at some point, as you're sitting on that bench, to be served for Title 42, for common law claims, and a shitload of other mass litigation because your city attorney and this department is continuing to allow a known bad actor to behave in a criminal, contemptuous manner. And also give my best regards to City Attorney Deputy Virginia Choi. You are under investigation. I do not fuck around. You are fucking with my freedom, and this criminal enterprise known as Scientology is swatting my fucking family. They're threatening to kill my fucking family and my dog, and I have other litigation against this place right now. You fucked up. You guys really fucked up, and I'm not playing any games. So I require that you fulfill that CPRA or submit to a court order. I hope you at least submit to the CPRA so it doesn't have to get to the point of a court order. But the ball's in your court. You have my email from the policeusa@protonmail.com. Get it to me.
Very well, President Corson. Marianne King.
Oh, hi, good afternoon. I thought I left a comment. I'll do it again. Yeah, I have a concern with the determination that the replacements cannot feasibly be placed on site. And there's, the convention center site is over 100 acres. We're not talking about just that spot on Pico. There's a lot of, we need a comprehensive landscape plan for this project, which has not been submitted yet. And I think it's premature to say, hey, let's just do cash in lieu. I think we need to know that we're going to have robust landscaping and replacement trees on that site, the entire site, through the medians, everywhere. If we don't do that, then we are just losing a lot of trees and not getting any landscaping. So I think we need to see the landscape plans, which are required as part of this project. Thanks.
Thank you. And that concludes public comment on agenda item 1 this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. We'll close public comment on this item for today's meeting.
President Corson, sorry to interrupt you. There is a request for a public comment on this item. If you'd like to hear that at this
Yes, please.
Yvonne? Yvonne, go ahead.
Thank you. By all means, pay your tax bill. I have to pay my tax bill. You have to pay your tax bill. The city sewer and streets and everybody else has to pay their tax bill. The one entity in the city that doesn't pay their tax bill is Scientology. They run hotels, and their visitors must stay in their
The
hotels.
speaker could please
They don't pay
stick to the topic
taxes.
of agenda item 5, which is this particular tax bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Collect all your tax bills.
Yeah, right on, Yvonne. Right on.
Thank you. President Corson, that concludes public comment on item 5.